So I just got my hands on the new Atari 2600 Plus, and I am just dying to try this thing out. Now I'm gonna do an unboxing, I'm gonna try out the games, I'm gonna try out the new joysticks and the new paddle controllers, and then I'm going to try my original Atari controllers on this and see if they work. I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside, and then I'm also going to try the new games on my original Atari 7800. Alright, so let's get started by doing the unboxing now. This is the same retail box that you will be able to get in the stores and online. Alright, let's go. I can't wait. Oh yeah, look at this bad boy. This is about the size of a shoebox, just a little bit wider. What do we have here on the back? Experience the beginning of home console video gaming. Comes with the Atari 2600 Plus, a CX40 Plus joystick, the 10-in-1 game cartridge, an HDMI cable, and a USB power cable. And then it shows you what games we have on the 10-in-1 cartridge. You got Adventure, Combat, Dodge 'em, Haunted House, Maze Craze, Missile Command, Real Sports Volleyball, Surround, Video Pinball, and Yar's Revenge. I want to take a look at the paddle box next here. Comes with a 4-in-1 game cartridge, includes 2 paddle controllers here on the back. And on this cartridge we get Breakout, Canyon Bomber, Night Driver, and Video Olympics. Alright, let's go ahead and open this puppy. Opening the 2600 Plus box. And whoa, nice. It's got this nice little plastic cover here to, pick up the glare of my light. And we have the system itself. Wow, it's actually got a little bit of heft to it. Buttons. Ooh, wow, that very stiff buttons there. That's not too bad with the game select and the reset. Stiff, but not bad, not bad. And then we've got the Atari logo right there on the front. The wood grain, of course, which is extremely important. And let's see, what do we have on the back? Oh, this is the 16:9 or 4:3 button right here. Interesting. Then you have your right controller jack right there. You've got your difficulty A and B switches right there. You've got your HDMI connector, the other difficulty switch there, the left controller jack, and your power jack. All right, so now let's go ahead and compare the size of the 2600 Plus to the original Atari 2600. This is my original one that I got when I was a kid. As you can see, the Plus is maybe 80% as large as the original. You tell me, I'm not really good at math. As you can see, they look pretty much the same here. I like that the vents are there to collect all the dust. Actually, the switches feel about as stiff on both, which is pretty good. Mine has been around for a long time, so it's gotten a lot of use, so the switches are pretty soft. Of course, this is a 6-switch model where the difficulty switches are right here on the front, versus this one being a 4-switch model where the difficulty switches are here on the back. Yeah, that power switch is very, very stiff, whereas you can see it on mine, it's very, very soft. Very stiff. All right, now let's see what else is in the box. We have a quick guide on setting up your 2600 Plus. Nothing on the back. Then I presume that this is the CX40 Plus controller. Oh, well, we got the cartridge here on the top. That's cool. Comes in this little cardboard sleeve here, which is kind of nice. Cardboard sleeve and the cartridge itself. Oh, and there's the dip switches on the back. Of course, this is how it compares to a real 2600 cartridge. Looks pretty much the same, but the label feels really nice. It actually kind of feels like a red label game, really, at least in terms of the smoothness of it and everything. Now let's see how well this thing fits in the 2600 Plus here. Oh, that's not bad. Pretty nice. Now let's try my Defender 2 cartridge, see how well it fits in there. Oh yeah, that feels nice. All right, let's see what's in the rest of this big box here. I presume this is going to be the, the joystick and the cable here. Oh gosh. Okay, so they put a little plastic protector over it to keep it from getting dinged up. And oh yeah, that button feels good. Yes, that feels really good. Sometimes the buttons are just so mashed down that you can't even feel like there's any kind of response to it at all. But that feels good. And then here we have an original 2600 controller. And I'll take a look at that as compared to the new 2600 Plus controller. They look basically the same. I'm sure somebody could tell me that there was some significant difference between the two, but I'm not really seeing anything. Here's a big difference. For some reason, my original one has Velcro at the bottom of it. And the positions of the little pads are different. And also the screw holes are different, which I imagine the screw holes are probably behind the pads there. And then lastly, we have this box here, which I presume is just like the cables and things like that. Oh, yep. Got cables here. But this would be the power cable. But that's going to plug in right back here on the back of the console, like so. Of course, I have yet to see a power brick yet. I don't think you get a power brick. I think you have to supply that one yourself. Also, we've got your standard HDMI cable, which I'll just leave here in the packaging, considering that, you know, I've got like 30 of these things already. All right, next let's go ahead and check out the 4-in-1 game cartridge that includes the paddle controllers. Again, with the little plastic sticky here on there. All right, so right here on the top, we've got the 4-in-1 game cartridge. As you can see, it comes in the cardboard sleeve, just like the other one. Oh, it's a little upside down there. Yeah, we got the 4-in-1 cartridge with a huge, mine's got a huge bubble right there on it. But again, we've got the dip switches on the back, just like the 10-in-1 cartridge here, as you can see, them side by side. And the dip switches here. And in case I didn't mention, the dip switches are so that you can select the different games. So that you can have, if they're all up, then you get Breakout. If the first one is down, you get Canyon Bomber. If the first one is up and the second one is down, you get Night Driver. And then if the first two are down and the second two are up, then you get Video Olympics. I'd be curious to mess around with these dip switches and see if we get any other games that pop up on here. You never know. Be hilarious if something like Warlords popped up. For it to not be on the paddle cartridge is kind of strange. Get these paddles out of here. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, that's really smooth. And then here is my original set of paddles, which are a little bit loosier than the new ones are. So yeah, this is the new paddle, and then this is the original right here. A little bit tighter on the new paddles. Buttons are solid. Very, very good. Very much like the originals. And then on the back, interestingly enough, the screw holes are pretty much in the exact same spot as the originals. And then last but not least, we got a couple of extra games included here. Berzerk, which says Enhanced Edition, which I presume that means the Voice Enhanced Edition. And then Mr. Run and Jump, which is a new game. And then here we go on the back of the cartridges again. All right, so here's the cartridge inside. Again, it comes in these little cardboard sleeves, which is very, very nice. There we go. The cartridge and the sleeve. Wow, this is like the first real new 2600 game that I've held in forever. All right, next let's try Berzerk. Here is Berzerk. Again, it comes in the little cardboard sleeve here. Oh, I didn't even notice it has a big old Atari logo on the back. Yeah, and there's the Atari logo on the back of that one too. I didn't even notice. That's how observant I am. Aren't you glad you watched this channel? I'm really loving these cardboard sleeves. It's a nice touch. Also, I realized I didn't look inside the box to see if maybe there was a manual or something like that, but nope, there's no manual. I think we kind of know how to play these games already. All right, now I think it's about time that we give this puppy a playthrough. All right, so I've got a stack of original Atari 2600 and 7800 cartridges to try, including a couple homebrews. We'll see if some of these homebrews work. And also I'm gonna try pretty much all these controllers and see if they work too. All right, so let's go ahead and plug this thing in. Got my HDMI right there, and I got the power cable right here. Now I plugged the power cable into the TV itself, so hopefully it's got enough juice to run this thing. Now it is a little odd that the connectors are kind of at an angle instead of being there towards the bottom. So now it sticks up kind of like the controllers will. All right, now we'll hook up the 2600 plus joystick. Now I noticed there's a little piece of plastic in there that must have broken somehow. Anyway, we'll plug it into the left controller here, and then we'll try the 10-in-1 cartridge. It's already set for adventure. Oh, cool. Got the Atari logo there. Loading game. And oh, we got adventure, but it's in black and white, so we have to change the black and white switch. Also cool, we got the Atari logo is lit up. I love that feature. Black and white switch is right here. Oh, now we got it in color. Also, I don't really like the widescreen kind of thing, so let's see if we can't switch that over. So we'll hit the 4x3 switch. Ah, there we go. Much better. Reset. Here we go. Ooh, wow, the joystick is pretty stiff. Take that, dragon. If you hit the select key when you go into the castle, it should mess up the audio. Yep. That's cool. And if you hold down the joystick, you can also move your character on the select screen. Okay, next I want to try Missile Command, and the dip switches should be down, up for that one. Got some Missile Command. I'm going to put it on game 13 and just let it run. Or at least not get any points. Ooh, wow, what do we got going on here? Some weird flickering action going on. Ooh, I can't even see the little bombs. It's kind of strange that some of the missile trails disappear. There we go. Programmer's initials Rob Fulop shows up on game 13. I noticed that the missiles are a little bit stretched, kind of weird. They don't look consistent. Alright, next we'll try Yar's Revenge, and that one is down, up, down. Not too bad. There we go. Yeah, the joystick is just a little stiff, but you know, that might be just because it's brand new. And you know, all the other joysticks that I've had over the course of the past 40 years have softened up a bit. But overall, it's not too bad. Also, I'm kind of curious to see what happens when you don't have a cartridge in there and you turn it on. Let's try it. Well, we got the Atari logo. Is it going to come up with a please insert cartridge or something? Loading game failed. Oh, interesting. Alright, next let's try Mr. Run and Jump. I've never played this game before. Kind of excited to try it. It's like he's chasing his dog or something. Okay, so I just hit the button. The dog runs away. We have to chase the dog. Uh-oh. Kind of reminds me of Pitfall a little bit. Where's my dog? Oh, did I finally get him? And he ran off again. Now I'm on the green stage. Oh my gosh, I'm floating in midair right there. Oh man, I knew I wasn't going to make that. Well, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool game. Alright, next we'll do Berzerk Enhanced. I'm pretty sure this is enhanced with voice. Well, I'm not hearing any voice yet. There we go. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. You didn't get me. I ran into the wall on purpose. Also, another thing I noticed as I was flipping these switches on and off so many different times, the switches actually do have that metal grooves in them. So it does genuinely feel like an Atari 2600. Very good job on making this exactly like a real 2600. Alright, next let's try the paddle controllers and the paddle games here. Alright, so we got Breakout here to start with. Now the paddle feels good, but for me it feels like it's just loaded. I don't know, it feels like they over-greased it inside or something like that. It just kind of feels a little, like there's a little bit of resistance inside there. But there's a slight bit of delay. I don't know if you can notice that as I'm moving the paddle back and forth. Just a very tiny amount of delay, but that's kind of to be expected with an emulation system. I'm just impressed that they actually have paddle controllers working on an emulator system. It does feel good to play this game with a paddle controller versus a joystick in an emulator. Alright, next I want to try Video Olympics because it's 2-player simultaneous. I'm not getting any sound though. Let me power it off and back on again. Do we have sound now? Yep, okay, there we go. Now we got sound. So interesting glitch there, not having sound at the beginning. Okay, it works, but you might experience some glitches now and then. Again, the typical turn it off and on again IT guy trick usually fixes it. Alright, next I want to try a little Night Driver, but this time I'm going to use my real paddle controllers, my original ones.
last time I checked, they still work, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, here we go. We gotta hit the pedal. I gotta hit the gas pedal. Forgot about that. Paddle definitely works.
Alright, next I want to try something a little bit different. I'm going to pick something that's not in the cartridge, and I'm going to go 2 up and 1 down. We'll see what happens when we try to start a game that's not really on the list.
Oh, boots up at least. And loading game failed. So, I don't know. There still could be a secret game on there if we do all the different combinations of the dip switches, but you may want to try that on your own.
Alright, now let's try a couple of other paddle games. I got Kaboom here, Super Breakout, Warlords, oh, not Star Raiders, and I've got Demons to Diamonds, because I know a lot of people like that game.
So this is actually the first game of my collection that I'm trying. So we'll see if it loads up. And, yep, looks like it works.
I am using my original paddle controller too, and it's working great.
Alright, time for some Super Breakout. It works good, but it just kind of looks weird with the paddles. They look like they're not smooth. And again, I am still using my original paddles, not the ones that came with it. And it's probably an emulation thing. It just can't quite get the exact location of the paddle. I don't know how emulation works or anything. It just seems a little off. Not unplayable, just a little off. Alright, here's Kaboom. Yeah, suck it, Kaboom. And last but not least, on the paddle game front, probably the greatest paddle game of all time, Warlords. Oh, you know what? I need to pull up the other set of paddles so we can try 4 players here.
Alright, so I got all 4 paddles hooked up to the 2600 Plus, and we'll see if it works off of the second controller port too. And if I move this one, I got the blue guy up there. If I move this one, I got the yellow guy. And if I move this one, I got the purple. This is the ones that came with it. And then if I move this one, I got the green guy. So yes, it works. Got all 4 paddles working on the 2600 Plus. That's awesome. Next, I'm going to try some asteroids with my original 2600 controller.
Okay, well, of course, asteroids works. Oh, and the controller works. So yeah, as expected, using a real original 2600 controller works just fine. Now, one of the selling points of the 2600 Plus is how easy it is to plug in a cartridge, like an original cartridge. Here, try this. It just fits in there very nicely.
And now I want to try this joystick controller. I've never actually used it before. I think I got it in an eBay auction, but it came with this zip tie on there, and I've just never taken the zip tie off.
Let's try it. Oh, this works good, actually. It's a good controller. I should have used this one a long time ago. Get in jail. Oh, more bad guys. Get over here. Oh, dang it.
Alright, next let's try a little millipede, but I'm going to be using my Atari Trak-Ball. Yes, this is like the original Atari 2600 Trak-Ball.
Hey, it works. I don't know if the actual controller works. There we go, it fires. You really have to hold it a certain way, otherwise it won't work right. It's more of a joystick that you move. As you're moving it down, it just thinks you're moving down and up and all that. There's no real analog control in this particular trackball. Just impressed this works at all. Oh, this is hurting my hand. But yeah, trackball works.
Alright, next we'll try Crystal Castles with my Wicco trackball. Maybe it'll work. I haven't tried this trackball in a long time, so I'm not even sure if it does work, but let's try it and see.
I don't think the trackball itself works. So that's a shame. Okay, well let me try the Atari trackball on this one. I'm sure it works. Yep, it works. This game probably works better with a joystick anyways.
Okay, next I want to try Star Raiders with the video touchpad. Now, I don't think I've actually ever played Star Raiders with this touchpad before, so this will be a first. Galaxy map, warp, shields.
I don't even know if this thing works or not. This might not work. Now, I also have these keypad controllers, so I thought we'll try this and see if these work instead. Aft view, computer, Of course, again, this might be a keypad that doesn't work. Let me try the third one that I have. Nope, nothing's happening on this either. Maybe this just doesn't work. I would have thought one of the three would have worked. Of course, there's another game that I have that works with the keypads.
And that would be Big Bird's Egg Catch. All we gotta do is hit left and right. Oh, come on, man. This should be working. Oh well, I guess the controller doesn't work, so maybe it's not the 2600 Plus's fault. Alright, let's try a little Donkey Kong with the Sega Genesis controller. Reset. Nope, does not seem to do anything. Alright, next I want to try Space Invaders with the 6-button wireless controller from Retrobit, which uses this little dongle right here, and I've already set the 6-button controller to be 3-button mode, so we'll see if this works too. And you know that it's in 3-button mode because this light will be blue. Game reset. It kind of works if you hold the C button down, because then you can move the cannon, but without holding it down, it's just stuck there. So I don't know if that's a side effect of the 2600 Plus or just how it works with Genesis controllers. I don't usually play with Genesis controllers, and man, I'm really sucking at this game of Space Invaders too. Oh, I'm so screwed right now. Oh man. Alright, now I'm going to rapid fire test a bunch of games, and one thing I've noticed that it's kind of troublesome is that the controller, being where it is, it kind of dangles in front of the system, which and I gotta kind of put it underneath it a little bit there. First, let's try a couple of homebrews. This one's called Spies in the Night. Aha, that looks like it works. Next, let's try 7800 Pac-Man Collection. Uh-oh, loading game failed. Let's try 7800 Astro Blaster. And that game failed too. Bentley Bears Crystal Quest. And that game failed too. Star Wars Jedi Arena. Uh-oh, loading game failed. Let's try Robot Tank. Smurf. Loading game failed. Okay, we'll try this double ender starting with Ghost Manor. Oh, Ghost Manor works. I don't know how to play it, but it works. Alright, let's try the other side, Spike's Peak. By the way, these are probably the weirdest cartridges I've ever seen in my life. And it looks like Spike's Peak works. Alright, I can't seem to move, but at least it comes up. Mountain King. Oh, loading game failed. Real Sports Boxing. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. I think we already knew this one was going to fail. It was on the list. Defender 2. Ooh, it works. Oh, man. Here's some Midnight Magic. And boom. It works. Oh, come on. How can I miss that? Here's my copy of Pitfall 2 signed by David Crane. Now that's going to make it work, I'm sure. No, David Crane. And then here's my copy of Stargate. And that works too. I'm not surprised. It's the same game as Defender 2, so naturally it should work. Here's Skateboarding. And that one works. Awesome. Aw. Commando. And loading game failed. Star Wars, the arcade game. Loading game failed. The Activision Decathlon. Loading game failed. Here's Tron Deadly Discs. And it looks like Tron Deadly Discs works. I just can't play it. Ugh. Here's Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle. And it looks like this game works. Here's Tutankhamun. And unfortunately, it looks like this game works. This is just a really awful version of this game. Fine, good. I want to quit anyways. And here's Popeye. And it looks like Popeye works. This is actually not a bad version of Popeye, considering the 2600's limitations. Back here. That's the best part of this whole game. Let's do everybody's favorite game, E.T. Thank goodness this game works. Make sure you put it on game 3, guys. It's the easiest. Oh no, I fell in a pit. Oh no, my childhood is ruined. How about Atari Video Cube? And it looks like this one works. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but it works. That's all that really matters. Here's Gremlins. And Gremlins works. Muckawai! Dismal caca. Here's Miss Pac-Man. And it works. This game is so much better than Pac-Man.
Whew, man, I'm so relieved that this game works. Oh, I'm dead already. Here's one of my favorite arcade games, Kangaroo. Yay, Kangaroo works. Go, go, Kangaroo. How about a more modern game, Xenophobe? And it works. This is one of the better games on the 2600 in my opinion. Ah. And here's my signed copy of Kung Fu Master. And this is another great game for the 2600. Oh. Stop throwing knives at me. No. Get back. Oh, I'm dead already. Jeez. Here's Centipede. And it works. It's great. I probably ought to try this with the Trak-Ball, but you know, I think most people are going to be playing it with the joystick. Here's Solaris. I want to shoot the guy. Ah! You're not really supposed to shoot him. I just like doing it. Sword Quest Earthworld. And it looks like this game works, although the contest is long over. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Here's Sentinel. All right, well, it looks like the game works, but unfortunately, you're not really going to be able to play it because it's a light gun game, and you need a CRT to play it. Pole position. And it looks like pole position works. Mario Brothers. And it looks like Mario Brothers works. Crawl. Take that, Slayers. Oh, man, they got me already. Ooh, the web looks perfectly fine. I was kind of worried about that. I can see where this could be a problem because the lag makes it a little bit off. Oh, come on. Oh, man, I'm totally botching this game. Battlezone. Atari just needs to buy this game back. I mean, they're buying up all these other companies. They might as well at least buy back one of their own. Come on. Pitfall. And it works. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that jump. Aw. Chopper Command. Doesn't seem to be coming up. All right, so I cleaned up the contacts a little bit. Hopefully it'll work now. We'll see. Yes, it works. Yeah, so sometimes you just got to clean the cartridges. And, you know, they're pretty old, so they get dirty and everything. So if you just get a little isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip, just clean the contacts. Sometimes you can get them to work again. Beam Rider. And this one also needed to be cleaned a little bit. So it makes me wonder if some of those other games that I played earlier in the video, maybe I should have just cleaned a couple of them and see if that fixed them. River Raid. How fast can we fly down the river of no return? Faster than this. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Go fast. Oh. Space Shuttle. And it looks like Space Shuttle works just fine. Of course, there's not really a lot for me to do yet. Now this is a game that really benefits from playing on a real system because you have the switches which control a lot of the functions in the game itself. Freeway. Ooh, what in the world happened there? Oh, well, I cleaned the game and it's still coming up weird. Atlantis. Take that, Enterprise. Oh, I thought that ship kind of looked like the Enterprise. That one right there at the top. Cosmic Arc. I love coming down to the planet and beaming up these little guys. Demon Attack. This is Magic's most popular game. Ah, California Games. Oh, come on. I didn't want to play this one. I wanted to do the BMX. I don't like the hacky sack. Here's a game that's been in the news lately called Entombed. I want to check it out. This is a procedurally generated maze. I can't remember how to get... You're supposed to be able to get through these sections here, but I can't figure it out. Zaxxon. Oh, loading game failed. So I cleaned the cartridge and now it just comes up with a blank screen. So I don't know if that means that this one just doesn't work or what. Time Pilot. Oh, loading game failed. Same deal on that. I cleaned the cartridge and it just comes up with a blank screen. So far, it doesn't seem to like the Coleco games too much. Tapper. Such a shame that Sega did the label upside down there. It's one of the better games on the 2600. I think it's this one. Yay, I got it right. Spy Hunter. Again, the label's upside down. What the heck? It's actually not too bad of a game. And the last game I want to try is Star Trek Strategic Operations Simulator. This is a really good game. Mr. Spock, damage report. No, we can't let the Enterprise blow up. Ah, there we go. Whew. All right, at long last, it's time to try some 7800 games on the Atari 2600 Plus. Of course, you're going to need a 7800 joystick with the 2 buttons because a lot of the games are 2-button only, and they give you a 1-button joystick, which is not going to work with those games. Although, some games like Xevious, you can still use the 1 button. So, you know, there's just a few that use the 2-button. And one of those games that uses the 2-button is Midnight Mutants, and not sure if this game works, so let's find out. Well, it's taking a little bit of time to load this one. As you can see, I'm moving. The orientation of the movement has always been a little bit weird in this game. Next, let's try Xevious because I know this uses 2 buttons. Okay, so it looks like you can shoot and drop bombs separately with each individual button, so that's cool. You just have to make sure that you have the difficulty switches set to the B mode, I think it is. Otherwise, it'll just shoot both at the same time. How about a little food fight, my favorite game? Ugh, eat the pie in your face. There you go. Ugh. Give me my ice cream cone. Robotron 2084. Now I'm going to plug the 2600 joystick into the second controller port so I can do dual sticks. See if that works. It looks like it works. Oh, it's very hard to do though. Here, let me try it like this. Oh, that's a little better. There we go. Here's Jinx. Now I want to see if this one has the voice. Sounds like the voice works. I really have no idea what I'm doing in this game. Tower Toppler. And it's as I feared. The emulator really butchers the look of this game. Oh man, also he's too fast. But I can jump and shoot separately, so that's good. Asteroids. I can shoot with the right button and hyperspace with the left. Oh crap, you don't want to hyperspace too much, you die! Ms. Pac-Man. This is such a great version of Ms. Pac-Man. Uh-oh. Something happened. I was just in the middle of the game and it reset. I don't think I bumped it or anything. Donkey Kong. Oh, good to see that the sounds are just as accurate to the 7800. Joust. The lag is a little noticeable in this one. Maybe it's just me. Dark Chambers. This is another game that requires 2 buttons because one is to shoot and the other one is to use your bombs. Oh man, I'm so screwed now. Scrapyard Dog. One thing I've noticed is that it takes quite a while to load a 7800 game. I've never been any good at this game. I'm just running full speed. Oh, there you go. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what happens when you take the cartridge out. Yep, it shuts off. Okay, I guess that's what it should do. Donkey Kong Jr. I do notice it's very touchy. Moving the 7800 controller. Oh my gosh, I died? I don't remember the 7800 being quite so touchy on the controller. Mario Bros. This is one where my label is upside down. Ha! I jumped over him! Ha! Oh, come on, I can't get up there now? Ninja Golf. This is actually a pretty cool game. Yeah, see, I don't even bother to fight the gophers anymore. Because they just never end. They keep coming forever. Ikari Warriors. ABBA. Where did their hair go? Oh, where did their hair go? Ball Blazer. No. Bam! Yeah. Let's try crossbow. I don't know if that's a good sign. Something's definitely wacky. Oh, that's really weird. Look at that. You can see like the box on the screen. I guess that's where I'm shooting. I guess my friend is now a box. My other friend is a red box. This is definitely a side of crossbow I never thought I would see. Cracked, or Crack Ed. Stop stealing my eggs, you stupid birds. Oh, man. Barnyard Blaster. Now, I'm not going to be able to play this game because you need a light gun, and while I do have the Atari light gun, it's not going to work because of the HDMI, television thing. You have to play this on a CRT.
No, it's not doing anything. Also, it's not even connected because I know it's not going to work. Meltdown, another light gun game that's not going to work. Oh, the game comes up at least. Of course, again, can't really do anything with the joystick because it's a light gun game. Tomcat, the F-14 fighter simulator game. Ugh, I really botched that. I noticed we're on the Enterprise, CVN 65. Can't wait for the new Enterprise to be put into service, the CVN 80. Okay, I can't even pretend to do the music because, you know, copyright strikes. Oh no, I crashed! Double Dragon. Loading game failed. That's all I can get on it. I've tried cleaning it, and I don't know, it doesn't look like Double Dragon works. And last but not least, I want to try my Cuddle Cart 2, which is a flash cart for the 7800. I totally don't think this is going to work. If it does, I'll be shocked. Yep, loading game failed. Alrighty, next I want to open this bad boy up and see what makes it tick. On the back we have 4 screws. Hopefully that's all it takes to open it up. Also, I notice I have serial number 38,673. So how many of these things did they make, I wonder? Lift off, lift off, lift off. Oh, here we go. Looks like the front of it pops up like this. Ah, there we go. And there's nothing inside. Obviously, it's on the top part of the system. Oh my gosh, really? Wow. That is a lot less interesting than I thought it would be. They put all the guts in this little part right here. There's nothing in the whole bottom part here. It looks like it's socketed right here, whatever this board is here, socketed right there. There's some pinouts right there, probably to hook up like a ribbon cable or something right there. Also, I can't tell if this side also has a socket or not. It's hard to tell. This is the wire that goes to the LED light. Oh, heck it, I took the 2 screws out. We'll see. See if this thing comes loose. To me, it looks like this board is the board that has the HDMI on it. Oh, it's kind of coming loose there a little bit. Oh, it's popping off of there. Ah, I got it. All right, well, get to see what this board looks like. Oh, wow, okay. So yeah, you've got the HDMI port right there. I'm not sure, is that a USB 3 or micro USB or something like that? And then you got some chips here, which I don't know what these chips are. One of them's got to be like the flash ROM probably. And then there's what looks like a button, or maybe it's an LED light or something. Not sure what that is. There you go, guys. I risked the life of my 2600 Plus just to get this picture. All right, let's see how hard it is to get this thing back together again. I'm not thinking it's going to be that difficult. The challenge will be to get the pins to line back up again and get the HDMI port to poke out the correct way. See, the thing is, you really need to like put it back down straight in instead of having to kind of go at a slight angle to get the HDMI port to get back in there just right. So, all right, I got it in there. I figured out the technique is to put it in and then just kind of pull on it until you line up the pins correctly. Hopefully I did it right. I'll have to plug it back in again and test it, make sure it still works. Now, what I find interesting is that this is really designed almost exactly the same way as the real 2600, the way this thing sits in here and everything. Gotta get it just right. There we go. Yeah, I mean, literally, it's designed exactly like a real 2600. All right, let's see if it still works after I took it apart. Oh, the light came on. That's cool. The Atari logo came back. That's good. Loading game. That's good. Oh, and yes, we got Maze Craze. Whew, that scared me for a second. All right, so there's just one thing left to do, and that's to try the 2600 Plus's joystick and the games on a real Atari 7800. And it works. And I'm pretty skilled at being able to play this with one hand. I'm holding the camera with the other. Oh, I made it. And Berzerk works. Hey, I heard the voice. And the 4-in-1 paddle games works. There's Canyon Bomber. I didn't plug in the paddle controllers. And also the regular cartridge works too, the 10-in-1. Play a little video pinball here, just like the real thing. Ah.
Alright, so the last thing to mention is the price of the system and the games. Now the main system is $129.99 and it comes with a joystick and the 10-in-1 cartridge. The paddle games are $39.99 and it comes with 2 paddles and the 4-in-1 cartridge. Then both Mr. Run and Jump and Berzerk Enhanced are $29.99 each. So what are my thoughts on this system? Well, first of all, I think they really nailed it with the design. It really looks like a smaller 4-switch Woody right down to the location and even the feel of the switches. Now the switches do feel very tight though, and I expect that they'll smooth out with more usage. The joystick looks absolutely authentic, even if it is a little stiff. Same goes for the paddles. They look fantastic, but they aren't quite as loosey-goosey as my originals. However, I am super glad that these controllers and games work on the original systems. Now the compatibility is a bit of a problem. I mean, there's a few games that just didn't work, and honestly I'm kind of surprised by that. 2600 emulation has been around for decades, and you'd think that every game would work fine by now. I'm also not crazy about the loading time, but you know, that's just how it goes, I guess. Anyway, I do expect that future firmware updates will correct some of the game compatibility issues. So should you buy this system? Well, let me first ask you, do you want to play your original Atari games on your HD television with an authentic looking Atari system? If the answer is yes, I'd say yes, this is worth getting. I think it's a good deal for what you get, and the quality of this system is very high. Although because it's an emulation system, it's just never going to be better than an original 2600 or 7800. And with that, I want to thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye everybody. Alright, it's time to get back to testing some more games. Oh, gotta get out of here. Yeah.